Hello everyone, this is Pal Ponder on Weather coming at you with another video. In this update, we're going to be talking about an Arctic blast as we head towards Christmas. So before we do get started, if you do like weather related content, please subscribe to my channel as I will do daily updates to keep you ahead of the storm. And I do ask you to share this video with your friends and family on social media. All right, so let's get started. First of all, we got that epic snowstorm that's happened in the Northeast. This is why we actually talked about this for like 5 days straight, setting the stage for this big event, and it is every bit played out. We're seeing almost in historic snowfall totals. We're talking up to 3 feet of snow. And as I'm doing this video, I'm hearing reports of 41 inches now in the Northeast, and it's still snowing. So in Binghamton, I mean, these 2 to 4 inch snowfall rates that we talked about that was going to play out, it was every bit of that and more. Binghamton, in 2 hours and 45 minutes, we're talking 14.7 inches. That was 5.3 inch per hour snowfall rate. That is some insane snow. I mean, that's just incredible. This is probably something you're gonna be talking about for many years to come up there. But yeah, so back behind it, we've got an Arctic blast to talk about next week, just in time for Christmas. Let's set the stage for this. Here's the teleconnection. So this is the EPO, which is the Eastern Pacific Oscillation, as well as the PNA, the Pacific North American. And as you can see, we do warm up at the beginning of Christmas week. This goes positive. That's typically, locks up the colder air up north, and the PNA goes negative. But as we get towards Christmas and right around the 23rd, you can actually see these buckling. We see the PNA go positive. That typically pumps the ridge in the western part of the U.S. and dives down that colder air into the central and eastern parts of the U.S. And also the EPO goes negative as well at the same time. So with these congruent teleconnections, that is going to dig the trough all the way down into the deep southeast by the time we get into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So let me walk you through here. Here's the overall 500 millibar pattern. I kind of expanded the view for the North American view so you can kind of see how this is going to play out. But this is Monday, so we can see a developing ridge coming off the west. We are going to warm up pretty good for Monday and Tuesday. That's probably going to be your warmest time frame. This trough just kind of hangs out up north, but it's waiting for those teleconnections kind of line up and kind of set the stage for the main event for as we get into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. As we kind of walk you through the time frame, by Wednesday, we see that positive PNA really starting to play out in the west with this developing ridge off the northwest coast. And this trough starts to dig down. This is when the EPO goes negative, and this is going to allow this trough with this blocking setting up to dig all the way down to the central and get down into the southeast by the time we get into Christmas Eve. And check this out, by Christmas morning, we've got a big trough digging all the way down in the southeast. And then this blocking really sets the stage. So, and there's snow on the backside. So we could be talking for about a white Christmas for a lot of you guys in the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, and even parts of getting into the southeast potentially. So let me kind of just walk you through this. And as we swing up through Christmas morning, that trough will start heading up the coast again and dumping more snow for you guys in the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. So let me show you temperatures and how this is going to play out at the surface. So these are the anomalies by Monday and getting into Tuesday. We talked about it's going to be probably the warmest days of the week coming up next week for your Christmas week, as these 10, 15, almost at times 20 degrees above average temperatures. But that is going to change in a big way by the time we get into Christmas Eve. Those teleconnections line up, and that's going to dig the trough all the way down to the central part of the U.S. and dropping those temperatures all the way down to the deep south, well into Texas. We're talking, 12 degrees below normal anomalies by then, coming up for a good chunk of Texas. So you do get warm, but it's going to turn pretty quick for Christmas Eve. And this is some of your coldest air of the season for Canada. And these you're talking temperatures probably below zero up here in Canada, and that colder air will start funneling down into the central and eastern part of the U.S. You see the positive PNA for the Northwest. That's where the ridge starts to amplify, creates that blocking pattern. You got the block over Greenland here, and that's some Arctic air underneath. I mean, look at the anomalies. We're talking 20, if not 30 degrees below average temperatures for parts of Canada, and that colder air. This is Christmas morning. So that colder air digs all the way down to the deep south. Even Florida will get in the action. Look at the anomalies. 20 degrees below normal temperatures for you guys coming up for Christmas morning in the southeast and Florida. So that's some welcome. If you like cold weather, you want to get a feel of Christmas, that it's coming your way for you guys in the southeast as well as Florida. But that trough will dig up. But on the backside, we're talking some snow. So we could be looking at a white Christmas. But don't take this verbatim. This would be a week out where this snow is actually going to line up. But yeah, definitely with that trough digging down, it could bring snow for parts of Tennessee, getting into the Carolinas, for Kentucky. Getting into West Virginia, parts of the Ohio Valley and Indiana could see some snow, and this will hang around. I mean, the temperatures are going to be cold enough for this to hang around for Christmas morning. So that would imply much of this area would have a white Christmas by then. And as we swing through, check out the temperatures underneath. And these are some pretty low temperatures. We're talking widespread. Where these reds are, I'm not sure if you can see the exact temperature, so don't take it verbatim, but where these reds are, that's below freezing. So you got a good chunk of pretty much 60 to 70% of the U.S. will be below freezing by the time we get to Christmas Eve. And look at these anomalies up in Canada where they're talking 30 degrees below zero. So that is some Arctic air on the way for you guys in Canada, and that will creep into Minnesota, where you just haven't really seen that much Arctic air this year. That is on the table for coming up towards Christmas. As you start seeing your below zero temperatures start to creep down into your area, into Minnesota, and getting into Wisconsin. But that colder air digs all the way down into the deep south, into the southeast, as we extend into your Christmas morning. And these are Christmas morning temperatures. I mean, look at the teens popping up in Tennessee, Kentucky, getting into parts of the Carolinas. We're talking 24 degrees possibly in Atlanta for Christmas morning. So that is some cold stuff. And back behind it, we got widespread teens. So where you see snow on the upper end of that, that's going to be in the teens. So that's definitely cold enough for it to snow, and definitely cold enough for it to hang around and stick around. And this would be Christmas morning. So that would imply much of this area does potentially see a white Christmas that's on the table as we extend throughout the week. And as you see that on the surface map by Christmas morning, that developing trough of low pressure will just start creeping up the coast and dumping your more snow over the Ohio Valley, getting into the Atlantic as well as the Northeast. And down below, we've got that Arctic air sinking all the way down into the deep south. So, these are high temperatures potentially for Christmas. I mean, we're talking in the 30s for Florida. That is some chilly stuff for that area, and it might not even get above freezing in Atlanta for Christmas Day. I mean, that's some pretty cold air, and the 20s in Tennessee, and then Carolinas. So this is some definitely chilly air digging all the way down to Louisiana. I mean, this is 6 o'clock temperatures on Christmas Day. I mean, 42 degrees all the way down the deep south of Louisiana. So that's some chilly stuff. And so that's going to be feeling a lot like Christmas for you guys coming up for a good chunk of the central U.S. It definitely getting into the southeast and as well as the Ohio Valley, the mid-Atlantic, and the northeast. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on this Arctic blast. It's on the table for Christmas week, and especially as we go towards Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video. Definitely leave your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to catch the latest update where I protect you before and after the storm.